Oh, hello YouTube. I'm going to do a quick video on the Honda MT-50 today. It's a 1979 V registration Honda MT-50, MT-5 as people call it. I've always called it the MT-50. It's been in the family for, oh crikey, ever since day one really. Ever since 1979 it's been in the family. It was my granddad's bike. He used it to go to work on as a commuter. Indicators and everything on there, which is quite nice for a 50. Only thing I've had to replace on this bike since I had it was a rear chain and sprocket, and the rear shock absorbers, because they were really spongy. Everything else, including the brake pads, are original items. They've never been changed. Which is quite amazing. Well, obviously bulbs and things and batteries, because 6-volt systems really eat the batteries. But other than that, I mean, these things aren't original, these plastic things. They help cut the wind off, but they're not original. But the rest of it is. Still, I think it's 14,000 miles, I think, from new. I don't know where the clocks are. I've got hat box there, the exhaust pipe down there, rear mudguard, bits of the wiring loom, an ignition coil where the indicator flasher is, which still works, believe it or not. But where are the clocks? The clocks are here. Oh, 17,298 miles it's done, which is quite impressive to say the least. Yeah, I put some stickers on there when I had the bike, just to fill the gaps in on both sides. I think it looks quite good. They can be removed if they want to remove them. Headlight and whatnot on there. Rear lights. I actually converted that to LED. It could be taken out pretty much instantly. It's just a very simple LED conversion kit, which uses an old bulb to a worker plate. A PCB full of LEDs. Let's face it, the 6-volt system on this bike isn't the best in the world. It is, I think it's 49 watts it pushes out at 6 volts. Well, let's face it, the headlight bulb on these is about 30 odd watts, probably more. I'm not 100% sure. It takes the old-fashioned globe type bulbs. You can see there's a little hack I did there, look. That's a 100 watt halogen bulb, that is. And I stuck it in there because the bulb blew on it. So I stuck a 100 watt one in, and that actually worked out brighter than the main headlight. Get my words right again. My brother is going to try and see if he can change the stator on it to a 12 volt stator. This is the engine of it. It's going to be all shot blasted down again and painted black again like it is originally. It's your 2-stroke oil pump. Carburetor's not on this bike at the moment. You've got your reeds down there which you can't see. I've got a torch. There's the reed valve assembly down there which I replaced on it. I've still got the original ones, but I replaced them with carbon fibre reeds. With the engine being as old as it is, I thought to myself, reed valves move quite a bit, so I'd rather change it from the aluminium reed valves, which if they was to break up would damage the engine quite considerably, and change them for, say, carbon fibre, which wouldn't do as much damage to the engine. Okay, may have to change the piston rings and whatnot, but hopefully it wouldn't score the bore or the sides of the piston, which is the most important. Engine and gearbox obviously work fine. It's a typical Honda. Starts first kick. Can't kill a Honda. This thing is ancient, but it works brilliantly. Plenty of compression in it. There won't be much because the spark plug's been removed, but when it is running, there's plenty of compression on it. Let's see if I can do a shot of the exhaust port. I don't think I've got any torch. Torch up here. not much of a torch. It's an fire flame-proof torch. Yeah, see the piston in there. I can't turn it around with my hand because can you see it without the... My camera has got a light on it, but for some reason it doesn't want to turn on. It's all quite nice and good in there. Takes oil for the gearbox, obviously, and that's obviously your clutch housing. It's a 5-speed box on this engine. I think it's 1 up and 5 down, is it? Or is it 1 down, 5 up? 1 down, 4 up, sorry. 1 down, 4 up. It's been a while since I rode this bike. It's quite a long time ago. But yeah, hopefully this little restoration project is going to be it's going to save it for another couple of years. Like I say, we've got all the plastics up here and whatnot, air boxes and various other bits and bobs, oil tank. Yeah. There's the actual petrol tank over there. There's one thing I'm going to struggle finding is the original Honda decal for it. As I'd love to keep the sticker on. The tank's actually been resprayed a couple of times, but no one ever used petrol-proof paint on it, which was a shame. So it always used to run and make it into the state you can see there, which is nasty. But we just used to mask over the decals, and now the paint is actually that thick on it now that the labels are more indented. You know, the paint's thicker than what the label was, the stickers. So they're all going to get peeled off and thrown away. It's just trying to find the original decal, and then hopefully it'll be good. The chicken torch. We keep chickens, so it's got charge in it too. Lovely. We have got a good torch. And there's the new shock absorbers that I got from a spare parts shop online for, I think they were 40 quid the set. The bushes have gone on them already and they're only 2 years old, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, hopefully we're going to get this all up and running again. Well, we are. It's been in the family way too long for us to scrap it, and for what it is, for what it will take to get it back built up again. It'll be note, this is the second strip down it's had in the time we've had the bike. We stripped it down, not as much as we have done now, but we stripped it down a bit and just gave it a paint over. No, we never took the engine out. We left that in. But yeah, it's not doing bad at all. When my granddad had the bike, within the first year the main crank bearings went on it. He said, I pulled him to work and it started sounding like a steam engine. He said the main crank bearing went, and sure enough they replaced the bearings, and it's been fine for the next, what is it, 32 years? So 30 odd years, we'll say. It's been running fine for the last 30 odd years. Cracking little engine, cracking little bike. It carried my fat ass around everywhere, so what more could you ask for, really? It's had the bigger inlet manifold put on it as well. In the UK, these engines are the carburetor size is restricted to, I think it's 12 millimeters. Is it 12 millimeters? Yeah, 12 mil, which isn't much. Over in America, there, over the pond in America, they're allowed to have 20 mil carburetors on there to get the full speed out of the engine. Well, the original carburetor, I don't know where it is. I've got no idea where it is. My brother's the one who's dismantling this thing. Alex, where's the carburetor on this?
In the rose tin.
The rose tin. Oh, got it. Please don't be a two-hand job. I will prevail. Yes. There you go. And straight away you can see the size of the carburetor. You see, that should really be the full size, the full ring. But in the UK we're only allowed to have 20 mil, which is not very good. That's your choke. Pull that out to activate your choke. Push it back in to deactivate it. You can see it's a very small opening. My brother's looking at going on American, well, a well-known auctioning website to see if he can find a American carburetor to stick on this thing. And if he can, obviously, it'll make the bike accelerate a little bit quicker. As the gear ratios in the engine have not been changed. But the only thing that has been changed is, it's not on the engine at the moment, but the sprocket here has been changed to a bigger one. And the sprocket on the back of the bike, sorry about the wind guys, wow, really windy, has been changed to a smaller sprocket on the back. It could go a little smaller, but yeah, as you can see, it's not as big. Not as big as the original. We've still got all the original bits for it, and some people are going to say, oh, that head's not so and so. Yes, the head is slightly larger, I know. It's actually I think it's a 65cc head on it, but we've got all the original parts. Soon you know, put them back on it again. Nothing really else has been changed to it. Like I say, typical Honda engine, starts first time every time. Hell, just stick some fuel, it's got some oil in it already, in the pipe. I bet if he just squirted a bit of WD-40 down the air intake and kicked it up, I bet it would fly straight up. With a spark plug in, obviously. And whatever plane you've got to do to your ignition to get the spark plug to work. But yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, that's enough of a rambling video, I guess. Just plans that we're going to do. I had to repair the exhaust in it a couple of times as it had cracked up. Could do with a whole new exhaust. The back one's alright, but could do with a new front because of that crack on it. But I will see anyway. We'll see. That's my dad's Yamaha. It's a nice bike. 100cc. It's not an old bike. It's a W reg, so that makes it 2001, isn't it? I think it's 2001. So it's not massively old. It's in good condition. The only thing that lets it down is the top of the, what do you call it, piston head, because it's all oxidised. If it wasn't for that, the bike would be in absolute mint condition, because there's not a scratch on it. It is really, really good condition. Lovely bike. I've never actually rode that one myself. The MT-50 I have, but I've never rode this one. See, in terms of carburetors, where's that car? Oh, I'll put the lid on again. I did it half-arsed. In terms of carburetors, look, they look almost the same. A 100cc carb and a 50cc carb. They're almost the same. Okay, there's a couple of things that's different on it, but yeah, they do look quite similar. I wonder if one of those would fit on it, as they've got the full size piston inside the carburetor rather than the small one. But yeah, I don't really want to play with it that much. My brother's getting an original Honda part, so yeah, it'll be all original. The head and everything on it is original Honda part. So is the piston and everything else. It's all from Honda, just from a different Honda engine. But yeah, it's good. It's a good bike. So top speed on the thing, the fastest I could ever get out of it was about 45 miles an hour, which isn't much for saying it's got a bigger head on it. But you see, it was the restriction in the carburetor which bugged it up. Hopefully, when that's been removed, it'll go a bit quicker. I just wanted it to go as fast as to keep up with lorries. If it could do 56 miles an hour and keep up with lorries, I was going to use it to go to work on when I used to be working up at the garden centre. But no, I couldn't manage that. I tried to a couple of times, but yeah, you used to be able to creep up Well, you didn't even used to be able to creep up. You used to wait for a lorry to go by and then try and swing out right behind the lorry, try and use a slipstream, but you just couldn't do it. Yeah. Anyway, like I say, that's the end of this video. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.